All right, so I want to show you a couple more things real quick. I want to show you how to do some control over the IMM brushes that we were looking at earlier. If we come over to the IMM parts, we can see that there's a bunch of things we could do here. We could also do IMM clothing, and we could do army pieces. What we're looking for is maybe that one there, but let me see if I can find one. These are industrial parts. Machine parts, maybe these are pretty good. I'm going to select the helmet here. Just test it out. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. Let me see what else we got. I'm in model kit. Yeah, this was the one I was thinking of. Okay, so we're going to take some of these and we're going to say, okay, we want to put the helmet, and we're going to push X, so we're in both X and Y. And I'm just using these brushes, and you can see there's no control really over these brushes at this point. But if I drag it out, what I'm going to get is inconsistent layouts and stuff. And that's probably not what we want. So what you can do when you're dragging out an IMM brush is you can change the size of your brush to be the size you want the piece to be. I'm not really liking that. Let's do this one. And I'll drag it out, and I push Control, and it snaps to the size, see? If I come over here, drag it out, and push Control, it'll snap to the size of that brush. So I have that consistency all the way through it. I'm going to shrink these down a little bit. Now the problem with these is they stick out a little bit too far. But we know how to fix that, right? We just come over to our brush, and we come over to our curve, and we put it down in the middle here. Let's see if that fits it inside. That's pretty good. Right? So all you have to do, again, is get zoomed in here, probably not on dynamic if there was on, and pull it out. And now all of these will always be the correct size. The size that you've defined, I should say. Now they're not straight, and I wish you could do a drag curve on this. There may be some tools out there that I'm unaware of, but for now, this is great. We could also see. Try M and see if I get a better view. These are all the points inside of there. This is probably what I wanted, something like this. Anyway, you can see there's a bunch of fun stuff inside of here. And we're going to try this one. See what that looks like. Looks pretty good. So we'll come over here. But I'm not sure. One sec. But that kind of sucks, right? Because then you got to get them all even and everything. So how do you make them even? How do you deal with this? Well, let me show you. If we take this and go to solo, and I take this, and I do my slice curve. Now this is different than the other one. And I double click so it gets a straight edge. And I go straight from here to here. Now this is not like trim. Trim will cut it off, right? So you don't see anything happen. If I go to F, you'll see I've got this perfect line right there, all the way around my helmet. Why would I do that? Well, let me come back in here. You can see I've made one already, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to grab that tool that we liked. What was it? Model kit. Go to M. Yeah. That one looks pretty good. Okay. And what I'm going to do is come over to another object, turn it to a Polymesh 3D so I can work on it here. I'm going to drag one of these out. And then, you know, of course, I can push Control and it'll match the size, right? But it's not really a problem. What I want to do is I want to drag it out, let it go. Then I'm going to split it. Okay. I'm I'm going to make sure this is the only one that's on the screen. I'm going to snap it so it's right in the front here. I probably should have done it on a box, come to think of it. So let me come back to this one, change this. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to tell it to initialize, doesn't matter, cube, that's fine. And I'm going to drag that object right out on top of it. And then I'm going to come back into subtool, split mask points, and now I have this piece sitting right here straight on. Now we go do what we did before. We say create insert mesh, we say new, and then we come in here and go back to our original helmet. Now, if you remember what we did last week, is that we were able to take this cut and frame it, right? So if we come down to stroke menu, modifiers, curve functions, we can say frame mesh. We have this selected. Let's do Alt, Control, go back to our rect, click on this. Probably not crazy that it goes all the way around, but whatever. Let me see if it's not on the inside. So we'll say frame mesh, and then we click on it. Now with our other piece, oops, I'm sorry, then to change our brush, sorry, my brain, to a curve mode. Now we click on it, bam, there's every one. Now do we want it that size? We shrink it. Bam, and then we shrink it. And we shrink it. Oh, the other thing you don't want to do is have symmetry on. So we're going to undo that, undo that, undo that. Turn off symmetry by saying X. Now we click on it. It's every one. So how do we get gaps in it? Well, I think that's where the curve steps come in, right? So I've got it sitting up right here, nice and beautiful. And then if I check out this curve step, it's going to do one every one. Well, I don't want that. Let's say I want it one every three. Click on it. Bam. I've got one every three. Now you're going to have some extra stuff that you have to get rid of. And let me see if this is really... Yeah, so the cool thing is these are all sliced together. I mean, those are all one mask. So really all I have to do is come up to subtool, say split on mask, and now I've got these all separate. And then I can just do like this. Oops. You know, it'd probably be easier if I changed that to a select lasso, or yeah, select lasso is fine. So I'm going to use my pen. I just grab what I don't want. Let's do this again here. I'm going to grab what I don't want by Shift Control Alt. Like that. And then I say delete it. And now put that mesh back on. That's non-solo. And now I've got my perfectly defined, perfectly scaled rivets all the way around my helmet. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you guys, you all, to do rivets or some kind of other added IMM brush, and you can use your own, but I want it to be based off of one of the ones I already made, please. And then I want you to do your own custom brush with the tubes and stuff, which mine got lost. Thank you, ZBrush. And then like I said, the sculpting is, I'm going to talk to you guys, or you all, about tomorrow. For now, just get this last little details. I want to see every inch of this really thought through. And if you don't have to do, the funny thing is if you can get this right, you don't have to use that exact curve thing, but it's kind of a dance. See, you could spend a week just trying to get it to be, and you might want X on this one because they don't cross over. Woo. Anyway, that's how you do that, and that's what I'm expecting, and I will see you all tomorrow. Or today now.